Welcome to New Life Live with host and founder of New Life Ministries, Stephen Arterburn. For 35 years, New Life has been transforming lives one at a time thanks to the giving hearts of you, our listeners. Our goal is to provide you with wisdom from God's Word to give you hope and help in life's hardest places. If you have a question you'd like to ask today, our phone lines are open. Call 1-800-229-3000. That number again is 1-800-229-3000. Now here's Steve.
Hi there, and welcome to New Life, and welcome to February, second day of February. And joining me are two Februarians, Chris Williams and Dr. Sheri Keffer.
Hey, great to be with you, men. I love it. February, the month of red, right? I'm wearing red today in honor of Valentine's Day, and it's just around the bend. Can you guys believe it's already February?
Totally. It is wild. Yep.
And since it is Valentine's Day, and it's hearts are everywhere. We had a devotional today, and Becky Brown started with the heart of the matter is really the matter of the heart. And I thought that was so great because it's in the heart that come all of these horrible thoughts, lusts, worries, and we want, to help you do some heart surgery today, and we're going to do that. I think shame is one of the biggest heart problems that folks have, and both of you guys are just champions for ridding people of shame. Mm-hmm. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, shame recovery is one of, I think, the most important works that we do in our lifetime because it is a human universal. Now, I'm not saying it's equivalent. We don't all experience it to the same degree, but shame is an attack on our primary identity, which is image bearers of God. And shame wants to tell us that we're not, that we're something far below that. In fact, something terrible. And I talk and we all talk about this quite a bit, the difference between shame and guilt. I'm actually a fan of guilt if it's accurate. Because guilt is a conscience and a conviction that tells us we're off and we need to change. We need to repent. We need to move and do something different. Yeah. But shame tells us that we are bad, that we are defective at a fundamental level. And so what that does is that infiltrates our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors, and how we operate in the world. And I talked on a previous show about that. It creates a horrific organizing principle for our lives.
Yeah. And, to your point about guilt and shame, there are only two reasons to experience shame. Okay, three. One is you've never accepted the forgiveness from God that He has for you. So you're living in shame. Two, you're living the shame that someone else should have. They did something to you, and somehow you feel responsible. And the third one is you're doing something shameful, and that's the guilt piece. But and so one of those three, God is the answer to all three, and we want to help you transform your thinking in your life to connect with the all-powerful, eternal God. And that's what we're going to try to do today. But if you need some help, it's 1-800-229-3000. That is our phone number. I'm going to see if we could start talking to one of our callers here, Netta, Landover, Maryland, WAVA. Hi, Netta. I put you on right when the music started there. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing okay. Well, just hold on, and we're going to get to your call right after this. You are listening to New Life Live or watching on the New Life Live YouTube channel, hearing us through our app or newlife.com. The website's another way, or you've signed up with us from your podcast provider. A lot of different ways. Sirius XM, channel 131, 1 p.m. Eastern, all those different ways. We really want to help you. And so tell somebody about the program so they can be helped too. Rather than tell them that they're mean, tell them, hey, listen to New Life Live. You might find something. And then call us, tell us there's a mean person listening. We'll address meanness that day. All right, we'll be back.
I'm 433 pounds.
How long have you weighed that much?
I've probably been over 300 at least 15, 20 years. I'm 39. I feel like I've just been a failure in every area of my life.
Does this sound like your story? It doesn't have to. If you want to live free of obsessions and compulsions in your eating habits, New Life's Lose It for Life online workshop can help. This online workshop features a one-day Zoom session presented by Steve Arterburn on Saturday, March 18th, plus breakout sessions led by a credentialed New Life Network counselor. Fitness expert Michelle Spadafora will lead exercise sessions, plus you'll receive exercise gear to allow you to start a home fitness routine you'll actually enjoy. If you're finally ready to stop going from diet to diet and begin a comprehensive plan that addresses the psychological, emotional, and spiritual aspects of a healthy lifestyle, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or go to newlife.com. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back, and right before we talk with Netta, I want to tell you about something really special. I have 8 devotional books here. The latest is 100 Days to Freedom from Shame, and there's 100 Days of Healing, 100 Days of Character, 100 Days of Freedom from Anger, 100 Days of Prayer, 100 Days to Freedom from Depression, and 100 Days from Freedom from Fear and Anxiety. If you sign up for Club New Life, I'll send you this library of devotionals that addresses the biggest issues we deal with. Imagine someone says that they're really sad and depressed, and you could pull out this devotional and you could turn to it and you would have all sorts of great devotional material to share, scripture, quotes, 8 different topics in these devotionals. And that's what it's probably the best premium we've ever given for anybody that joins Club New Life. Or you could make, if you make a one-time gift of $420, which is a year's worth of Club New Life, I'll also send this to you. But rarely will you ever, maybe never again, have this kind of thank you gift. We need Club New Life members. We want to thank you for joining Club New Life, and this is the way we're doing it. A whole library. I'm holding it out because I'm hoping that people on the YouTube channel can see how beautiful they are. They have this leatherette covering. Sometimes you order or you give, and the thank you gift is on Big Chief tablet versus hardcover or something. These are beautifully done, just like you would get them in a store. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Well, Netta has held on here, and thank you for doing that, Netta. How can we help you today? What's on your mind? We really do want to help.
I am trying to get a starting point as far as help with different aspects of my life.
Okay.
I guess starting with early childhood abuse, an abusive mother, both physically and verbally, and then abandonment from dad. I feel like I've been at a crossroads for more than 10 years of my life, and I'm tired of being in this spot. So I need to get started. So I haven't started any kind of therapy, but I'm hoping that this will be a good start. Getting some direction, maybe starting with grieving or something. I'm just trying to get started.
Okay. Well, Sheri, why don't you start us off here with Netta?
So first off, Netta, I have to tell you 2 things. I love your openness and your willingness to take a step in. That just warms our heart to hear you. So teachable and so open. Mm-hmm. The second thing I want you to know is I love your giggle. I mean, you giggled at the beginning of the show, and I literally thought I could probably listen to her for, 20 or 30 minutes in a small group, just giggling. It just, your heart is so, there's such a lovely pureness to your heart. But you know what I did in between the break? I decided to do a deeper dive around what your name means. Do you know what your name means?
No.
It means priceless.
Ooh.
I know. That's a woo worthy. It means priceless.
Wow.
I know. And you know what's really crazy is we opened the show with talking about shame, and we have an enemy of this world that desires to take us out. And truly, what I think, it's like a horror movie. If you've ever seen a movie where there's a bad guy and the bad guy goes after the child and wants to hurt the kid, I mean, I literally cannot sit in and watch that happen. It's something that feels almost sacrilegious in the movie industry when they do that.
Yeah.
But you know what I believe in the spirit realm? I believe that the enemy of this world, Satan, and all his minions actually want to take us out as kids at the earliest opportunity.
That's right.
And he works through our parents. And you know what I also believe? I think he tries to take us out at our very name. And so hearing your story, hearing about how you grew up with a dad who abandoned you, which would make you feel unlovable, unwanted, rejectable, and then with a mom who abused you physically and emotionally, which would make you feel unsafe, unloved, I can't trust anyone, I'm not good enough, what's wrong with me? All that stuff got deposited in you. It's carried shame. And we limp along in life with this carried shame like in a very big, oversized backpack. And we're trying to figure out how to get our identity back, which is what Chris mentioned. And that's the goal of therapy. I so hope you step in. I so hope today brings you courage, because I want you to get your namesake back. I want you to believe from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet that you are priceless, because you are.
And so Netta, what this is going to require, and you're right on the right track, is that you do the deeper dives into the story. Because inside of you, there is still that little girl. And somebody needs to come for that little girl, and somebody needs to tell her from a deep, authentic place that she is cherished, that she is a delight, that when she walks in the room, that person lights up because she's there. And I was just going to say one more thing, in that I'm so glad that Sheri did that deeper dive into your name, priceless, because you are of immeasurable value.
You sure are. And this father that abandoned you, he didn't know you. He didn't know this person that has such an inviting giggle. He really rejected the concept of a child, not you personally. And when we get some good counseling, we come to see that, and not just see it, but feel it, that he really never knew the value that you had as a person. Well, grieving is part of this. I hope that you'll let us find a counselor for you to help you grieve. I'll send you the Life Recovery Bible and the workbook that helps you with the grieving process. And I'll send you Healing is a Choice. And one of those choices that frees us is the choice to grieve. And I'm so glad that you called. And we feel like we just talked to a delightful human being, and we want you to be able to live into the delight that you are. You're a special person. All right, 1-800-NEW-LIFE. If you need some help, we will help you if you call us. We don't know you're in trouble or struggling, or we'd call you. So you have to call us. It's not easy, and then we'll give you the help that you need. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Let's go to Alex, and Alex is calling all the way from Ontario, Canada, and we're very glad that he is. Alex, how are you today? What's going on?
I'm great. Thank you very much for taking my call. I really appreciate all the work you guys do.
Sure. Thank you.
And I just want to say that I've been married for 13 years. My wife is an amazing woman of God. But 2.5 years ago, I disclosed to her that I was looking at pornography. And it turns out I was looking at it for about 3.5 years, and I didn't even know it was that long. But really, what bothers me is I'm not able to help her heal. I'm just in such a numb state. I haven't acted out since D-Day 2.5 years ago. She was divorced because first husband cheated on her, and he was into porn. And I swore to my wife I'd never do that, but I I walked right into that trap, and now I just feel numb, and I can't show remorse or empathy, and I just
Okay.
don't know if I'm a freak of nature or what's going on.
Well, I'm glad you called because you can't heal her, but you actually can assist in the healing process. And I'll just start off, and then I'll go to Chris and then Sheri. But
now,
looked at pornography go ahead.
Can I offer an apology to Dr. Sheri, please? Because my wife really admires her and reads a lot of her books and part of her online group. And a couple times in my anger and pride during an argument, I would have discredited Dr. Sheri, and I am so sorry I did that to you.
Oh, man.
That's very
Hey,
courageous.
I received that, and you're forgiven. You're forgiven.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this. If she feels like, 5 years of looking at pornography or how long it actually was, that many times we'll hear women say that is more painful than if you'd had an affair with a real human being because, they can't live up to the perfection that they see in the pornography, things like that, or the bizarre stuff. So I would just say if you want to assist in her healing and you want to get back your emotion that is dead, you would go to Every Man's Battle. You would say to her, I have stopped this, but I didn't start something new. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to enter into a real live step-by-step recovery program. I'm going to start by going to Every Man's Battle, and of course you can do the online one in 2 days. It'll be perfect timing. And then you tell her, I'm going to go and go to some meetings with other men, and I'm going to grow. And you're going to see a different me, because I'm not just going to talk about how long I have gone without looking at pornography. I'm going to start talking about things I'm learning and growing in. I think that could be the restoration step that would change so much. Chris, what are you thinking here?
Yeah. So 2 things. Alex, you did a great job of telling us where your wife is at, because her heart is shattered at a really fundamental level. And that's going to come out.
I should mention, she's going through a lot too, because like a month before D-Day, her mom passed away, and
yeah. So there's, but I want to get back to you. The mistake that we tend to make is if I stop the behavior, everything's okay. And if I stop, then they shouldn't be mad anymore. And I'm telling you, it's a terrible mistake. Because the other aspect of this is that I can only imagine that when she shows up in anger, you go into a fight, flight, freeze mode. It sounds like you go into a freeze mode. You numb out. It's called stonewalling. And so she's going to feel abandoned all over again. And usually behind that is that her anger triggers your shame. And your hard work that is critically important is to separate, one, recover from your shame, but to then allow her anger to be about her pain, not your shame, so that you can show up for it and you can emotionally show up for it. Otherwise, she's going to feel abandoned over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Now, part of that, too, is in the recovery, you're going to need your tribe and she's going to need her tribe. But the waking up emotionally is so critically important right now for you, Alex. That is, I would put that as number 1 in your work.
You know, Alex, first, I love that you called us that says a ton about you and your love for her. You know, when I talk to women like your wife, this is what they say. They say that Alex knew about my prior relationship. He knew about why I divorced. He knew my heart. And Alex was a great guy. Alex is a good guy that I felt would protect me from this. And you know, that enemy of our lives and hearts, the same enemy that I was talking about with Nettie, came for you, right? And we get into stuff that is going to cause harm. But I'll tell you something. I believe that both you and your wife can heal. And when we get back, I want to share a couple more thoughts with you.
1-800-NEW-LIFE if you need some help.
New Life Ministries saved my completely broken marriage.
This is Steve Arterburn. Do you feel like your marriage is broken? New Life can help. Our Intimacy and Marriage Workshop examines the various types of intimacy, spiritual, emotional, and physical, as well as the challenges of experiencing true intimacy. Now, the next Intimacy and Marriage Workshop is February the 17th to the 19th in Orange County, California. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE to find out more, or go to newlife.com. Don't settle for a miserable marriage or even one that's just okay. It's possible to have that great marriage you always want.
3.5 years later, we're still going strong, and I would encourage really anybody who's struggling in their marriage to go to a New Life workshop. They are more effective than anything else we tried.
1-800-NEWLIFE.
Chris Williams on coaching.
Oftentimes I get asked, what is the difference between therapy and coaching? The biggest difference between the two is that a therapist is going to be looking for a diagnosable mental health condition, whereas a coach is going to look at a particular issue and help a person work through that.
If you need a coach, call New Life today and ask about the New Life Coaching Network. Our coaches have been trained and screened with the same intensive process we use for our network counselors.
If you're looking at an issue in your life that you just kind of want to change, whether it be your weight or leadership or other areas of behavioral patterns, check out coaching. There can be some really, really helpful things for you.
Take control of your life and take action to achieve your goals. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 and talk to us about getting a New Life coach. 1-800-NEWLIFE. We'd love to hear from you. If you have a question or a comment, call toll-free 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back, and Sheri, you had something you wanted to say with Alex?
Yeah, just a few things. Alex, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to send you a copy of my book, Intimate Deception, Healing the Wounds of Sexual Betrayal. And I want you to have your own copy, separate from her. I don't want you to borrow hers. She's got notes in it, I'm sure. And there's a chapter in there called Helping Her Heal. And in there I talk about the difference between a mechanic and a medic, two different ways that you can help her heal. I want you to read that because it talks about how to actually have empathy for her. Not sympathy, but empathy. Then I want you to ask your wife, what do you need? What do you need to help assure you of peace? What do you need me to do? And then the third thing is I just want you to say yes. Yes to whatever she's telling you, because she is going to guide you into what she needs to help her heart heal.
Yeah, very good. And I'm going to send you Worthy of Her Trust and then my new book, Every Believer's Thought Life. I think both of those, and you reading the book that she has probably read by Sheri, I think that will be a kind of a bold move that she'll see. I do hope you'll show her that you want more for your life than just stopping something that was hurtful. So glad you called, and such a great way of sharing in the way that you did. I want to talk to Mary from Phoenix, Arizona, and Mary is, she listens on the internet. How you doing, Mary, and how can we help you?
Hey, are we live right now? Or
We are. No, this is a taped. No, it's actually a taped program that airs February the 2nd. Okay.
That's what I thought. And after hearing what Chris just said to Alex about the anger and shame and the cycle, I feel like I can't share now because I really want to be able to recommend February 2nd's program to my kiddos. So
Okay.
I don't know what to do. I want to share with you, but I feel like
well, you can share.
Yeah,
you can
I feel like I
record this part that you want to share with them.
Okay.
And then you won't have to. They won't have to hear the other. So, what is it that's
okay.
on your mind?
All right, then I'll ask. So we have a daughter who has experienced what Alex was talking about. Not married yet. We expressed lots of concern when she came, very upset to us, and shared what he had revealed. I feel like we don't know all the details. She walked backwards on some of that then after realizing, I think, that she didn't really or wasn't ready to walk away from the relationship. They're proceeding and are going to get married. He has done some recovery work, not really sure to the extent. My husband's talked to him more, and yet we still have lots and lots of concerns. I think that it's been very minimal. And we also explained to her, and then she's also heard Dr. Sheri, even in person. So we explained lots of the work on her end that would be so beneficial and critical before going into a marriage. But what's our role as parents now if they're going forward anyway? Do we have a role?
All right. Let me help you here.
What would that look like?
Okay. Here's what I would do if that was my daughter and future son-in-law. I, as the man, would call him and say, you know, we've talked about this and it's come up. And once you get married, these kinds of things actually, they don't go away, they get intensified, and because you'll have struggles. And so here's what I would like to do. I'd like you to join me February the 4th, and we do the online Every Man's Battle workshop, and we won't be in the same group, but we'll hear the same material. And then now, rather than something that, you know, as a parent I would worry about, it'll bring you and me so close together, and you can tell him that this has been done by many, many fathers, and one of our board members, he did it with his future son-in-law, and he didn't know the son-in-law even had a problem, but he admitted to his future father-in-law, and they are closer for it. So that would be the one thing. And then whatever you can do to get her into some kind of restore or some healing workshop. And then the book, Intimate Betrayal, Intimate Deception, that Sheri wrote, could open her eyes to some things. And I'll turn this over to Sheri, and then if Chris wants to address this. But I really hope he would invite him for the 2 days from now to join him in Every Man's Battle. Sheri?
I think that's great counsel. I think the hardest thing, Mary, is for our hearts as parents when we give them wise counsel and we come alongside them and there's clear signs of devastation around the bend, and we watch them walk. You're already grieving. You're already grieving what you know she will need to contend with. I invite daughters like yours to get into COSA, which is a 12-step group, or like Steve said, Restore, or where she's actually going to be with other women who have husbands that are struggling and acting out with pornography or other things. Because I tell them, hey, the reason is I want you to jump in to the pool that you're going to be living in, so that you can be the wisest woman and get all the resources to see clearly what you're going to be contending with today and in the days ahead.
All right, a couple of other things after the break. We'll be back.
It had become very apparent that some of the things I was involved with were taking over my life.
In today's world, men are barraged with inappropriate content and images, and traffic to online porn sites has skyrocketed. Some say that's no big deal, it's just part of being a guy. But it's simply not true. It's a battleground for every man, and the opportunities to fail are everywhere.
After I found the pornography on the internet, I said, you either get help or I have to leave this household.
For over 20 years, New Life Ministries has been helping men regain their integrity and purity through their one-of-a-kind Every Man's Battle workshop.
I think this is something that every man should go to. Married, dating, it was definitely life-changing.
The Every Man's Battle workshop is being held online as a one-day event Saturday, February 4th. Don't wait for him to call. To find out more, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE or go to newlife.com.
Every Man's Battle was a life-changing experience for me and a marriage-saving experience for me.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
I have given to New Life regularly because I have so many people that I am referring to New Life who so benefit from the ministry. I just can't imagine what would happen in my area if New Life wasn't available to us.
You can help New Life Live stay on the air by joining Club New Life today. When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, we'll send you the new member thank you gift of all 8 100-day devotionals, including 100 Days of Prayer, 100 Days of Freedom from Depression, and 100 Days of Peace. There are also ongoing benefits like the monthly Club New Life CD or download, access to the Club New Life video library, quarterly resources, free shipping on purchased resources, discounts on workshops, and quarterly online meetings with Steve. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Support Club New Life, and together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. We're glad you joined us for New Life Live. To be a part of the program, call 1-800-229-3000. Now back to New Life Live.
We are back, and Mary, I wanted to say one more thing. Chris may have a comment, but what I would do is be sure that this issue doesn't become the separator between you and your daughter. And I think you need to say to her, look, we prefer that you wait, of course. We hope that he would do more about the problem, of course. But listen, I'm here with you. This is the journey you're choosing. I'm not going to sit on the sideline. I'm with you. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to be mad at you for not doing what I want you to do. I'm your mother, and I'm going to be your advocate, best friend. So don't worry about judgment from me. I accept whatever decision you make. And, I'm going to start going to some codependency meetings. Maybe you could come with me. We'd grow. Husband, your dad's asking him to go to a thing to make it better. We're in this with you. So don't ever be ashamed to come to us like you did the first time. We're not going to ever judge you about this. How does that sound to you, Mary?
No, that sounds good. That sounds needed. Yeah, no, I like that.
You don't want to destroy your relationship with her. That would be worse,
right?
Because she's going to need you. Chris, you have a quick comment that you want to make?
Just one quick word of guidance, Mary, is don't lose yourself to your daughter's decisions.
Yeah, there you go.
And so you just want to make sure that you're taking care of yourself and that you're centered, that you're going to be impacted by her for sure because you love her so much, but you're not losing yourself to her.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to we want to send you Every Believer's Thought Life. We want to send Sheri's book, Intimate Deception. Hope that would help. Worthy of Her Trust, I'll send. And that would be a great book for him, your husband, to recommend to him. But I really hope that they'll both be on the Every Man's Battle virtual call in 2 days. So glad that you called. I'm even glad that Larry is in the studio here. And Larry, what do you have for us today? It's always good.
Yeah. Well, first, thanks for sharing about Club New Life at the top of the hour. That's really good.
I'm looking at some beautiful books that are just colored perfectly. I love them.
I won't get into detail on that. Just want to encourage folks to sign up because these books are tremendous. I want to talk about Every Man's Battle coming up because we typically get a lot of guys signing up the last couple of days. It's this ramping. People fearful they're going to miss it. And here's what a guy had said recently. Wow, God meant for me to be here. I'm sure of that. My wife asked me to come this weekend. As I was mentally preparing to come, I began feeling a heavy sense of dread, shame, and resistance to what I was wading into. I'm now walking away feeling freedom that I longed for and grieved for. My shame kept me from believing I didn't deserve freedom and joy and hope. I walk away knowing I still don't deserve those promises, but it's not a shameful knowledge. It's a humble sinner's knowledge. I don't deserve it, but he bought it for me.
There you go. Wow, powerful.
I'm encouraged and emboldened to face my daily battle because I've taken hold of his promise. Also because of the brothers I've gotten to know this workshop, I'm excited to continue fighting with them. Looking to what I'm running to, not what I'm running from.
Mm-hmm.
So guys, don't delay. This is your chance. The easiest workshop you could ever go to, because you're going to be in an online, the bar is low, not a lot you have to do. Sign up, do it from home, get private, and you'll see that the Holy Spirit will do a work. So help.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And just to that point, some of you have been through Every Man's Battle, and maybe you need a little refresher or some help. Well, this is the least expensive, least troublesome way to get back in and go through it again in a different way. And then also, maybe you graduated from Every Man's Battle, but you didn't join Sustained Victory. And over, we're just finding that those that are in Sustained Victory are experiencing the most benefit in recovery. Mm-hmm. So it's not too late. You can get involved in Sustained Victory at any time. Everybody that's in there has to go through Every Man's Battle, but if you've been through it, didn't sign up, you still can. And again, if you can help us reach these folks, provide scholarship, please call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's the number to call to sign up also, or go online, newlife.com, for Every Man's Battle in 2 days.
Steve, last thing on the Club New Life thing. If
Yeah.
you're already a Club New Life member, if you only increase your giving by $10 a month, we'll send you these books.
Yeah.
What?
And that's
That's a steal.
All right.
Okay, you heard
Thank
it
you.
right here on today's.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Oh, my goodness,
That's a very generous offer.
Yeah.
Well, you're very generous.
All right.
people.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank
1-800-NEW-LIFE. How about we go to Lisa from Bloomington, Illinois. Hi, Lisa. How are you? How can we help?
I'm good. I listen to you guys all the time, so I completely trust your advice 100%. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go
Okay,
ahead and
good.
tell us how we could help.
25 years of marriage, and I think probably total my husband has filed for divorce 5 or 6 times. He's probably lived at his mom's house half of our marriage. He does fine for a while, then something upsets him, and he just stonewalls and gets mad and won't talk, and then he'll just leave. This time he filed for divorce. It's probably been a year and a half ago. So I went ahead and got an attorney, and we're still in the process of everything. It's been a long, we're not even to the finances, so we're kind of in the middle of it. He lives at his mom's. It's just the cycle. I know it has to do a lot with just, I don't even understand it. Like, it's just, it's hard for me to move on because there's really good times, and then there's times where there's conflict and he's gone.
So what's the question that we could help you with?
I'm still hoping and praying that this marriage can be healed. I wish I guess there's a part of me that wishes that would die so I can move on.
Yeah. But what question do you have for us in relation to that?
Is it okay to keep hoping and praying?
Okay.
So Lisa,
Chris, get us started.
Yeah, let me jump in. Hey Lisa, this is a hard one, okay? But it's really, really important starting point. Reality is always the starting point. What you have is what you get. To expect something different only puts yourself, your own heart, in a compromised position. So sooner or later in this pattern and what he's doing, I want you to actually believe him. Now it's kind of hard because, again, he'll go back and but look at the bigger picture. Like you say, you can see the pattern. And we say it here all the time, if nothing changes, nothing changes. He's in the pattern. So anything that you expect him to do or do differently, again, puts you in a place where you're out of control. And so then you have to say, no, this is it. This is what I have. Now, what do I need to do to move forward? What do I need in my life? How do I need to take back control of this situation and take back control of my life? Now, it's not bad to hope and to pray, but we want to do that in the middle of the reality. And that requires the hope and the praying actually is a form of letting go of the things that I'm not in control of.
And if I had left my wife and went to move back with my mother, when I had my suitcase, the second it hit the floor, she would say, "What are you doing? You can't stay here. You're married. Go home. Work out the problem." So this man-child that you married is really, really attached to mom in a very, very destructive way. Sheri, your thoughts here.
Lisa, just quickly, did he grow up with an abusive dad?
Yes.
Okay.
Extremely.
Okay. And when he pulls away and goes home to mom, is it because you've had a disagreement, you're not going along with his idea, or maybe you're angry?
Yes.
Okay. I would love for you guys to go to intimacy in marriage because he may be a vacillator, which is just one of the attachment styles in the book, How We Love. Because
I have it.
Okay, you have it. What are you? Have you read it? Is he a vacillator or is he something different?
Yeah, I got the book last year, and I started reading it, and we actually saw a couple who, are you there?
Yeah.
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 A couple that actually went through that book with us.
Okay.
And I know what I was. I just can't think right now. And a pleaser.
Okay, right. That would make sense. And he might be the vacillator because he's grown up with this abuse. And mom has been enmeshed and protected him. But it's a replication. It was growing up. And it just makes me sad. I go, I'm so glad you met with this couple, but I want you to have a higher level of care. Before you throw in the towel, see if he's willing to come to the intimacy intensive that we're having coming up with Mile and Kay, because I think there might be something there for both of you.
I do too.
For most of my life, I've been dealing with an opiate addiction.
Why is opioid addiction quickly becoming one of our nation's biggest killers? Maybe it's because it isn't only those who are addicted who are in denial.
We did what I see so many parents do, is it can't be an addiction. There's something medically wrong.
It's impossible to solve a problem when you don't know what you're up against, and families will try to find any explanation except the one that will put them on the right path.
Alcoholism and drug addiction is a family disease. It doesn't affect just the individual.
If someone you love is abusing painkillers, know what you're up against. It's time to admit its addiction and seek treatment. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. We have partner treatment centers around the country. Call 1-800-639-5433 or visit us online at newlife.com.
We just made a decision. We will do whatever it takes.
1-800-NEW-LIFE.
Hi, this is Stephen Arterburn from New Life Ministries. We know that Christian counseling changes lives. We hear evidence of that every day.
My relationships with my husband, with my friends, with my family are much richer and deeper and honest. Particularly my relationship with God, I see Him in a more accurate form and begin to trust Him more. There's joy and there's peace because I have the internal tools that I can trust. So it's radically changed my life. I'm just not even the same person.
Our nationwide network of licensed Christian counselors means there is help available near you.
Take the leap, jump in, and go for it. It's changed my life completely.
You don't have to be stuck where you are, but you can't really expect to change unless you take action. Call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. It could be the start of a whole new life for you. Christian counseling works, and we can help. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE today. Someone who cares is always there at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We're back. Steve Arterburn here. You know, Philippians 2:4 says, "Do not merely look out for your own personal interest, but also for the interest of others." And isn't it amazing how often people get in trouble because of this old-fashioned word, selfishness and self-centeredness? And we want to help you get out of that and get into the life of somebody else in a healthy way. Let's go to Isabel, Allentown, Pennsylvania, WBYN. Hi there. How are you? Isabel, are you there? You know, she might have taken a break. I don't know.
Hello? Yes.
Oh, hi,
Yes,
Isabel.
I'm here.
Yes. How could we help you today?
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, thank you so much. I do appreciate your time and all of your great advice. I'm a constant listener.
Okay.
I have a sibling who is a little older than I am. We both have survived both of our parents. He is just been poorly administered his resources, any type of resources, has recovered from alcohol addiction for years, but got back to it again. And now he's in a situation where he's left homeless again because of just poorly managing any resources. Myself and another brother and any family member, we've done what we could, advise them financially.
Okay.
And kind of felt like we were just, things got out of our hands as far as how we can help him.
Okay.
And he has been pretty much homeless to the point where he's a sick person, diabetic.
Okay.
His wounds do not heal. But I think most importantly,
what's the question for us? What is
this
the question? What's the question for us? Because I think we understand him, the problem, the situation. But what are you wanting us to help you with?
You know, he and I have not had the greatest relationship as siblings. He's always had some type of resentment against me. But now he's asking me, can I give him shelter?
Okay.
You know, he's
does that mean in your home? Does that mean in your home?
Yes.
Okay. And all right. So let me ask you this: what would be an option to helping him without having him move in? That would be my first question.
Well, we have advised him to work with a social worker to help him get into a shelter.
There you go. And
I think that was like the best thing that I can do because I'm uncertain about his, immaturity.
Well, Isabel, let me jump in here. When a person is in his condition, there is an inability to be close, especially if his alcoholism is, there and active. And so it's a really heartbreaking situation. I think one of the things that they probably need to do is to grieve him. And it's a living grief, which is a little bit confusing, but it's also really important. That the brother that you would want and that you love is not the brother that you have. The other thing is that there are resources out there. I mean, he's a perfect candidate for Salvation Army. Right. And so
the same thing.
Your house is a terrible treatment plan for him. It's not just about you. It's that it will not work for him.
Yeah, it's a step backward in getting him healthy versus forward at Salvation Army or the shelter that's got a social worker there. Sheri, a comment you want to make?
I'm with both of you. I have nothing more to say. It's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay. Well, I'm going to send you a Life Recovery Bible and a workbook for him. I'll send you every believer's thought life, and I also want to send you Take Your Life Back because it's going to help you help him without any unhealthy entanglement. Well, I have one more phone call to go to, and I want to get to it because I said I would get to everybody that was on at the time of the beginning of the program. Judy, Mountain Lakes, New Jersey, watches on YouTube. Hi, and thanks for hanging on. We don't have a lot of time, but I want to help you. And so, what is on your mind?
Okay, well, first, thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
And, on a snowy northeastern day with grandkids on snow day. So anyway,
Okay.
very good. So anyway, my question is, I was really relating to the call, but the woman, I didn't hear the whole call, but I heard emotional anorexia, like emotionally shut down. So I've been married for 43 years, and I'll give you an example of the thing that happened that just kind of typifies what we've been through since I was dating my husband when I was in high school, and he was in college, 5-year age difference. I went away to school, didn't want to break up with him because I wanted to have that security, but I got involved with somebody at school, the first semester of craziness, and then ended up getting pregnant. Probably, if I had to admit it, maybe it was my own design. But anyway, so we got married, and 43 years later, we're still struggling with some of the same problems and have 4 adult children. And it's like, I could just tell you that what happens when we're watching TV is if there's a sexual scene, he gets all righteously indignant. And if it's somebody fooling around, like a woman that's not married fooling around with somebody. And this is, I feel, passive-aggressive. And I've just shut down emotionally completely because I don't want to relate to somebody who treats me like that after 43 years.
Okay. So the question is how to reconnect with him, or what is the specific?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I want to, go to the seminar, the intimacy weekend, whether it's
Would he
in
go?
Orange County or in Washington, D.C. No. I want to go. I want to try to get him to, but he's so resistant to everything because I used to want to drag him to everything and anything.
Yeah.
A New Life supporter for 30 years probably by now. And so he's very resistant to anything, even even New Life related psychology.
So we're almost out of time. I want Sheri to talk first here, but I want to make one recommendation: is don't ask him to go, ask him to call us about it. Would be the better step than asking him to go. Say, would you just do this one thing for me? Call them and ask them about it, and that would be your first step. And then whatever he says, when he says, "Yeah, I can't do this and that," then say, "It really is the only thing that I will ever ask you to do." Is to go to this. Sheri, your thought here?
Just quickly, Judy, when somebody is righteously indignant about sexual material, it's either about a wound or a cover-up. It's one or the two. It's not neutral.
It's probably both.
Okay. So, he could be covering up some sexual acting out, some pornography, something. But it's that he doesn't want you to know about it, and so it's spiritualized, like with this big, drama moment.
So common.
To, cover it up. There was a sexual wound.
He went to.
Go ahead.
He went to Every Man's Battle, but he was indignant about that too, and it didn't help him because that wasn't really his problem. Because we had both have had like emotional affairs earlier in our marriage, like not in the last decade at least, but. I told him to go to Every Man's Battle as part of the you've done me wrong.
So Judy, here's what I want you to tell him. So first and foremost, I want you to tell him when it doesn't feel so fast and furious on the inside. And I want you to, in a calm way, just say, "I feel lonely, and I think you do too, and I think there's more for us in our marriage, and I don't think we have to live like this anymore. And I would love for us to do something about it."
All right. I'm going to send you a copy of Every Believer's Thought Life. Sorry, we ran out of time.
We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433, or write to us at New Life Ministries, P.O. Box 1029, Lake Forest, California, 92609. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.
Hi, thank you for watching New Life Live. You know, New Life Live is a Christian counseling program where we deal with the hard questions about life, relationships, kids, free choice, freedom of will, whatever. It's all right there on New Life Live every day, every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. If you want to call into the live broadcast, you can find the schedule on newlife.com or click the social media link right below. You can see every episode of New Life Live on the New Life YouTube channel. Watch it with a friend, watch it later. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll never miss another episode. So if you want to listen on the go, download the app. The link is right below. And I hope if you need some information, if you want to get some help, you'll call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. And I'll see you next time.